Kiva on the house.
What up? What up? What is up, you guys? Welcome back to Georgia Sports Central on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all things that are sports. And what's good, y'all? We got Georgia Tech playing right. Well, the game's delayed because it's raining cats and dogs, right? Against Vanderbilt. Go check up on them, see what the score is. They was getting kind of shellacked right before this show started. Also, man, Falcons, a tight NFC South race. The Hawks looking pretty good, kind of middling right there. But they scored 50 in the fourth quarter the other day, dog. That's incredible. And, of course, Georgia getting ready for the semifinal round of the college football playoff. All that and then some. See y'all in a second.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, Single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the IE Sports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop, including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at IE Sports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
What is up? What is up again, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Georgia Sports Central from IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. And what's good, everybody? What is good? Hope everybody had a great Christmas. Hope your holidays was nice. Obviously, New Year's is next week. Shows normally on Wednesday. Wednesday was Christmas. Things of that nature. I was going to try to go still at some point, but I was like, I'm going to have to push this till Friday just because there's a lot going on, right? I'm sure everybody else has like these busy holiday weeks, and I still had to work sprinkled in there too. So it's like that sometimes. Anyway, so like I said, man, we're going to talk about some stuff. Georgia, obviously, semifinal round about to start next week. Also, I'm gonna pick all 4 games. I'm gonna give you my thoughts who I think will win, right? Probably totally wrong, I hope, except for the Georgia pick. You already know what team's getting picked on that front. And Georgia Tech is playing. I think the game is still delayed because it's raining crazy as hell right now where they're playing that bowl game against Vanderbilt. So a little bit of, I ain't got much of United news, a little bit of Brave stuff sprinkling in there. Hawks, talk about them a bit. And obviously the Falcons, got some tight stuff going on. But again, let's check in, man. Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Let me check this game real quick. They were getting walloped. If you had been paying any kind of attention to the game thus far today against Vanderbilt, when I turned the game on, finally I got up because I worked third shift and it was right before half. I was like, oh shit, 14-13, right? Vandy winning Tech. I was like, hey man, a little tight game, a little nice stuff. And I looked at a little bit at what it took place early in the game, and it was looking nice for Tech, man. And then in the third quarter, they some things sort of fell apart. There's pass interference call that was iffy pass interference call. I give him that. If I'm the official there, I don't call that. My man's, he really didn't play on the ball, but if you saw it, you know exactly what I mean. It's a 50-50 call, right? So a lot of people would sort of probably not call that there. And since they called that, then Georgia Tech's coach, very, very, very upset. And he got a penalty. So that's 30 yards right there just off that one pass interference call. That was, like I said, maybe you call that, maybe not. So that's already 30 yards. And then put Vandy right there pretty much in the end zone. Next play, receiver gets a holding call, right? And then and then the other DBs, one of the other DBs gets into it with the receiver from Vandy, and that's another penalty, right? 15 yards, puts them on the goal line, basically. They score, and then, of course, the next possession, Georgia Tech throws an interception. Vandy scores again. And then when they got the ball back again, Georgia Tech fumbled the ball, and Vandy was able to recover it right before it slid out of bounds. So right now, score 35-13, and again, the game is delayed because of weather. If they just so happen to update this before, Haynes King, quarterback for Georgia Tech, 17-23, 138 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. It's pretty much a standout when it comes to Tech. Pavia, man, quarterback from Vanderbilt, spunky little kid, man, little guy out there. He's playing. He's having a pretty good game. But again, 35-13. So whenever this game does resume, it's pretty much, you're looking at where's the time at? Give me a second here. It's not showing that, it just says delayed fourth quarter. Yeah, it doesn't say what the time left is on the clock there. All right, anyway, so we'll see if they update this before the show wraps. I'll jump back on this and check just to see how Georgia Tech is faring. But as of right now, it's 35-13 Vanderbilt. And depending on how much time is left in this game, there ain't no telling how they're going to play the rest of it because I'm sure the field conditions are nasty. Like last time I checked it on TV right before this show went live, raining, hardcore rain. So we'll see. We'll see if they update that. If so, maybe not. Yeah, we'll see with that. Let's move to some Atlanta United. You know what I'm saying? Right here on Georgia Sports Central on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Not much really with the United. See, again, they hired a new coach, which I didn't get to talk about. Atlanta United named Ronnie Delia as head coach, right? Okay, that's not, yeah. And Ronnie D is head coach. Again, like I said, I'm trying to get myself well versed. I hate to try to cover, these Georgia sports, and I need to familiarize myself because I'm not the biggest soccer guy out there, or American football, whatever you want to call it. Yes, Atlanta United on Friday named Ronnie Delia as the club's head coach through the 2027 MLS season. Delia is making a return to Major League Soccer, having coached New York City Football Club to the MLS Cup in 2021. We're thrilled to welcome Ronnie as the new head coach of Atlanta United. Club president Garth Lagerwey said he has a proven track record of winning in multiple leagues around the world, including 2021 MLS Cup with New York City Football Club, and has knowledge of MLS was a key factor in our search. We believe his style of play aligns with the club's philosophy as we look to build a team that will compete for trophies consistently. So, yeah, shouts out, man. New head coach for Atlanta United. See how it goes. See how it goes. Obviously, this year we had the one round we knocked Miami out of there. You know what I'm saying? Stunner, knocked out Messi and the boys. So, hey, we'll see what happens. We can only go up. You hired a coach like this with this kind of pedigree who's already, taking a team to the MLS Cup. Good stuff right there, right? Good stuff. So I think Atlanta's found themselves a great candidate. Let me grab a drink real quick. Excuse me, man. Throat getting a little dry. But so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that, man. We'll see what happens. All right, y'all. Let's move to these Atlanta Falcons, man. Where we at here? Okay. Excuse me, I apologize for that. The Falcons, man, the Michael Penix Jr. era has started in Atlanta. He played decent. We're gonna take a look at some of his stats from the game the other day. Let's take a look, man. Let's take a look. Let's say 34-7 over the Giants. Excuse me. 34-7 over the Giants. Falcons versus Commanders, which is the next game coming up, which is rather massive, by the way. That's going to be, they flexed it to Sunday Night Football. So that's going to be big, man. That's big. That's big for the playoffs right now. So we'll see how that goes down. And after the Commanders, the Falcons have the Panthers. So let's take a look, man. Let's take a look, right? Probably their biggest, pretty much I think it's their biggest victory of the season. Obviously, when you look at the point differential there, 34-7, New York Giants. Let's see, what is this? Okay, yeah. So take a look at this. Yeah, 34-7 scoreless inning. Michael Penix did have one interception, and it was funny because they started calling him Kyle Pitts. He threw the ball on the money, hit Kyle Pitts right in the hands in the bread basket, bruh, and he just fumbled it out and it got picked off. So that's like the only blemish on Michael Penix's stat line from this game. His very first NFL start, live game, first ever like NFL live game action period, as far as that's not preseason, and his only blemish was an interception that was a clear, basically I guess they call that a drop from Penix, and it just landed right into the DB's hands. I don't know, Penix, it looked like he just handed it to him. If you saw the play, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But let's see, where's Penix's stats? Right there, recap. Let me get this. That's enough. Yeah, Michael Penix Jr., 18 for 27, 202 yards, one interception, didn't have any touchdowns. Of course, Bijan Robinson was the workhorse back. You knew he was going to be featured, get a lot of work in this game simply because it's Penix's first start, the rookie. You know what I'm saying? And let's lean on the running back a little bit, give my man some breathing room, right? Bijan Robinson, 22 carries, 94 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had a couple of nice lengthy runs. 14 was his longest. Tyler Algier, 11 carries, 22 yards. Not a good game for Algier. I mean, obviously, you'd like to see more production from him, but he's there. He is not the starting guy, I guess you could say. So, that's what it is. So Ray McLeod also got himself a carry for 8 yards, and Michael Penix Jr. had a couple rushes, 3 yards. Lost a little bit right there. Darrell Mooney receiving for the Atlanta Falcons, 5 receptions, 82 yards. Drake London, 5 receptions, 59 yards. He leaned on those 2 guys. As you can see, 10 catches between the 2 receivers. If you're watching the game, you sort of saw like those guys getting open in space, giving Penix nice large targets to throw at. You know what I'm saying? It's stuff you do for your rookie guy, right? Stuff you do for when your quarterback's a new dude out there on the field catching his first snaps or whatever. So Chris Blair, a couple receptions. Bijan had a couple receptions for 9 yards. You look at the Giants, man. Drew Lock starting, obviously, 22 for 39, 210 yards, touchdown, 2 picks. Falcons defense came in there. A couple of sacks. Caden Ellis had a sack on a big. I always mess the dude name up. Ubiquity had a sack as well. D. Alford, bunch of tackles right there. Look, it's positive. It's a positive sign going into Sunday night's game. If you don't know, Sunday night's game is against the Commanders. The Falcons are still currently leading the NFC South with the Bucs, tied record with the Bucs. Obviously, the tiebreaker is there. The Falcons have already beaten the Bucs twice this season. And so 8-7 for the Falcons, Bucs 8-7, Saints 5-10, Panthers got themselves a couple more victories in the last month or so, man. Positivity going for them next season, right? But yeah, so we'll see, man. We'll see. This game coming up Sunday is let's see if we can get back to that right there. It's big, man. It's big, and not to mention, it's also big for the Washington Commanders who are in the playoffs right now already, and this is seeding right here, right? And the Commanders can still win the NFC East, man. They can still win it. I mean, this week the Eagles, Jalen Hurts ain't playing, man. Still in concussion protocol. So we'll see what happens with that. Let's see. Go back here. Try to get this thing pulled up. Where is it? Apologies. Bear with me for 2 seconds. Let's see. I'm trying to find this game preview. They had a little preview for the Fire Commanders out versus Falcon. Oh, got a lot of players out. Let's see what kind of Commanders are going to be there playing Atlanta this week. Let's see. The Washington Commanders will be without Marshawn Lattimore. Washington out. Right tackle Andrew Wiley and receiver Diami Brown. There are other starters that are ruled out. Linebacker Jordan Maggie and safety Tyler Owens also won't be playing in this game Sunday night against the Falcons. So, see, I don't see any of the Falcons injuries looking like. Let's see if they popping like. Let's see. This is crazy looking at this thing where it's got Kirk Cousins on here. I wonder where Kirk Cousins going to end up. I'm sure if things bode well for the Falcons and they make the playoffs and sort of, Penix does what he does as a rookie, and Cousins probably not going to be with the Falcons next season, right? I mean, he did sign a contract or whatever, but there's a possibility they might try to move him. I mean, I don't know what they do. It's kind of an iffy thing, but I don't think he's going to want to sit the bench next season behind Penix making all of that money. I don't know, man. Playoff clinch scenarios for week 7. Let's see. All right, let's see. I think the Falcons can clinch to a certain degree when you're looking at this. Let's see. Projected week 17 clinching scenarios. The Falcons, the matchup at Washington on Sunday, 8:20 p.m. Eastern time. How the Falcons can clinch the South, a win, and if Tampa Bay loses against Carolina. And let me tell you something, man. Like I just mentioned, Carolina, nice couple wins in the past couple month or so. Like they're some positive things going on there. A lot of smiles on the sideline from Bryce Young and company. So like Tampa Bay has to beat Carolina just to stay in the running. If if the Atlanta Falcons can beat the Commanders Sunday night, and the Carolina Panthers take care of business against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, it's a wrap. NFC South clinched, and who knows what happens in the final week of the season, because I think the seeding, we can't get no higher. The Falcons can get no higher than the 4th seed in the NFC playoffs. So like if they clinch, that's it. They're so week 17, week 18, you might see some resting going on there. Who knows? Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. All right. So, yeah, that's Falcons, man. I'm sure they're crossing their fingers in Atlanta right now, hoping that they go ahead and clinch that up. And look, it's going to be kind of exciting, right? You get to see in the limelight, because I think the stat was out there. Let me see if I can find that thing. There was something out there where let's see. See what this one was here. Something about yeah, okay, that's just the pick from the pick that Michael Penix threw in the game. Okay, well, basically, we're saying this is the first time in NFL history that you have two rookie quarterbacks facing off against each other on a Sunday night football game. So look at the lights would be brighter than ever, right? Brighter than ever. It's the only game on in the country at that point in time, and basically in the world. So everybody's eyes will be on these two young guys who are playing phenomenal football. I know Jaden Daniels says you saw what he did last week. Even with 5 turnovers, he still had 5 touchdowns beating the Eagles. Excuse me, man. I need to get the throat cleared out. But yeah, so bright lights Sunday night, man. Bright lights for the Falcons, bro. That's crazy. I'm excited to watch it, man. I mean, I'm excited to watch it. And then look, no matter how the season does turn out for Falcons, I'm sure the Falcons fans are going to be excited considering what they got going into next year and considering how good Penix looks. And also, Michael Penix throws a nice ball, man. He's a left-handed thrower, so sometimes, the ball, it looks a little different. That your eyes sort of can't figure out at first what's different about it when you see him pass, but then he's a left-handed. And he throws a nice spiral, man. Nice, tight football. So, yeah, hey, look. The guys are out there, man. Sunday night football, Washington Commanders, that their chance to and if the Falcons can't beat the Commanders, and then and Tampa Bay does end up winning, I think it's still the Falcons still have a chance, because as long as we end the season with the same record as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Atlanta Falcons will win the NFC South. So let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. 2 more weeks left. And let's go. Let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to talk some Georgia Bulldogs, y'all.
Rise and shine. It's 4 a.m. The stars are still out. The sun is beneath the horizon. But it's time to punch in and go to work. The comfort of your warm-ups turns into the grinding out of your reps as the clinking and the clinking of the plates create a symphony of euphoria. There's no other feeling like it. Earn it, burn it, and take what's yours. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. Go hard, take part in your iron therapy, and be strong. Because when your mental health is as strong as you are, there's no telling how far you'll go.
What's happening, sports fans? Are you a fan of Southern California sports? Are you looking for a show hotter than a hot summer day in California? Then look no further than the SoCal Supreme Sports Show, where I talk about all things Southern California sports. That's right, all sports teams from Southern California. From the hard-hitting tackles of the NFL, to the killer crossovers and big three-pointers of the NBA and WNBA, to the grand slams of the MLB, to the bone-chilling goals of the NHL, and to the booming kicks of the MLS. The SoCal Supreme Sports Show has it all for you. Oh, and let us not forget about the college sports as well. So join me, Taryn Rodriguez, every week here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
All right, what's good, guys? Welcome back to IE Sports Radio. You're from Georgia Sports, or my bad, I'm tripping right now. Welcome back to Georgia Sports Central on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Real quick, let's check out some Braves news. As a little bit of stuff out there, not much. Obviously, spring training is about to start coming soon. So Braves signed outfielder Brian De La Cruz to a 1-year contract. On Sunday, non-guaranteed for the 2025 season. Financial terms were not disclosed. Who was non-tendered by the Pittsburgh Pirates on November 22nd after struggling during his brief time with the team. So we got a little guy out there, man. We'll see what he could do. Like I said, struggling with the Pittsburgh Pirates. So we picked him up, probably some cheap little deal to grab this guy, De La Cruz, for the team. And yeah, so it's a nice. I guess you know. It is what it is. Early in the off season, right? So we got a little pickup for the Braves. Spring training schedule as of right now, they got a couple games already up here. February 22nd, they have Minnesota Twins. Tampa Bay Devil Rays on the 23rd, and also play the Baltimore Orioles. Let's see, off-season grades, keeping up with the off-season movement. 25 teams. NFL passing time. Yeah, Braves pick up former Pirates. That's pretty much all that's out there right now. Atlanta Braves wise. Again, this stuff will start heating up soon. As soon as next year starts, and we start to see some movement. Spring training is just a couple months away. There's gonna be a lot of stuff coming out of that. And yeah, man. So let's move on to some Georgia Bulldogs, y'all. Let's talk about Georgia playing the semifinal round of the college football playoff, which starts next week. Real quick backstory, your boy didn't plan very well when I started a new job earlier this year, way before football season started. And one of the things I didn't consider that it's a third shift job is that, wait a minute, I'm gonna be working while there's a lot of football going on, a lot of prime time. And not even considering, because you don't want to you don't want to jinx things and say, oh man, I don't want to be working evenings in January because that means I won't get to see, stuff like that, right? So, but now that it's here, I'm gonna have to watch the semifinal round of this game at work, which sucks. But it is what it is, man. Get it in any way you can, right? That's how we do it. So, Georgia, man, playing Notre Dame, 8:45 New Year's Day. I wish they would have gave us. I'm off on New Year's Eve. I wish I could have gotten that New Year's Eve game, the one game that's on New Year's Eve. That would have been nice to have, but which is wait a minute, which one's a New Year's Eve game? Oh yeah, Penn State, Boise State is New Year's Eve at 7:30. Georgia, I wish that was them playing. That way I could sit from the comfy confines of my house and watch the game as opposed to having to be standing, which, I'm probably going to be standing watching the game anyway because I get a little nervous watching things of that nature. You know what I mean? So shouts out. Right now you're watching Georgia Sports Central on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all things that are sports. And let's jump back in. Carson Beck, obviously, you remember you saw the last game, the SEC championship. Carson Beck is out for the season. Basically, he has played the last game for Georgia. He did have surgery. Let's see right here. He underwent season-ending elbow surgery, successful surgery Monday on his right elbow to repair his ulnar collateral ligament, the UCL. School officials announced, and he will not be available for the Bulldogs in the college football playoff, which was, we all knew that. That's pretty much. Hey, appreciate you, Taryn. Hey, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. It's going swimmingly so far, I think. But yeah, so yeah, we knew he wasn't going to get to play. Y'all saw the injury, just perfectly placed hands. What linemen, defensive linemen are taught to do. If you can't sack the quarterback and you get close enough, see if you can hit his arm. Perfect technique on that. Just so happened that it hit Beck as he was full throttling like 1,000 miles per hour going forward. So tore his ligaments, man. And the thing now is obviously depending on what happens with Gunnar Stockton, right? Gunnar Stockton goes and balls out in this CFP. I think that you're going to be looking at a thing where Carson Beck, who I feel as though his draft status might have failed this season. He had a couple bad games, had a couple games with multiple interceptions. He had a couple games where he just didn't look like what we expect to see somebody look like coming off of, coming back to back, coming from a two-time national championship team. And then what happened last season with the one loss. And then you figured that Beck was going to be the guy this year. And this season hasn't gone the way he probably wanted it to. So it sucks. It sucks. And I was there to witness it all as a Georgia fan. And I wanted to see the young man succeed, man. So I don't think that Beck is going to enter the draft this year, y'all. I just don't think so. It's going to be hard pressed to see if he could even throw at the combine if he was to do that, right? Just considering what he had said. Beck is expected to make a full recovery. The surgery was performed. Let's see, I'm trying to find out the timetable. The surgery was performed. Beck and his parents had been consulted with different doctors and specialists. Georgia has not practiced with the team since that game, or Beck has not. ESPN reported last week that Georgia has been preparing to play without Beck. And I pretty much knew that. Redshirt sophomore Gunnar Stockton will take over as Georgia's starting quarterback. He helped rally the Bulldogs from a 6-3 halftime deficit against the Longhorns. That he did. If he was there watching that game. Stockton ran the ball to the 4-yard line in overtime and took a vicious hit. I think that was that one. Remember the hit on Stockton? It looked like he died. Like he got decapitated. I think that was that hit that the rest of the players was like, oh, that's our guy, right? That's our dude right there. See the Sugar Bowl matchup against Notre Dame on January 1st be Stockton's first career start. And let's see what happens with that guy. One thing that I will say about Gunnar Stockton leading into this game is that one thing that Beck didn't bring to the table that Stockton can is Stockton can run, right? He's got some legs on him, got some jukes, got some quicks. You know what I mean? So, like, that's a little different wrinkle in there for Notre Dame as opposed to planning for Carson Beck, who's pretty much that pocket guy who throws from inside that, between the tackles and things of that nature. So, I think it's a different look. It's just a different look. And that's one of the things that I'm one of the more positive things going in as a Georgia fan into this game is because there's not much film on that guy neither, right? There's not much Gunnar Stockton tape out there for Notre Dame to evaluate. So it's going to be an unknown. It's going to be an unknown. And I think that's a plus in Georgia's that's a check in the plus column for Georgia in this game because Notre Dame's not a joke, dude. The team's really good. Well coached, physical, right? So it's not going to be an easy thing to go through. Like when you sit here looking at this as it goes, lose cost benefit, but if the defense could get the job done. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. That's a good point. Talking about the defense, I think that's going to be a challenge. I think the defense, I think there's going to be some moments in the game when they get sort of pressed when it comes to Notre, because Notre Dame's good, man. Good. It says 6'1", 250-pound Stockton is more of a running threat than Beck, but Georgia coach Kirby Smart downplayed how that might impact the Bulldogs' game plan. Of course he did. Of course Kirby's going to downplay. Oh, yeah, but we don't he can run, but, that's not the game plan. Okay, maybe it's not. That dude's going to scat on a couple cats next week, though. Let's see. Tar Heels and Miller. All right, let's go back here. Let's see. Also, a couple things coming out of practice for Georgia. Georgia running back Broderick Robinson suffers injury during practice leading up to the Notre Dame game. Let me see if I can see what this injury is here. They will be without sophomore running back Broderick Robinson. Georgia already set to be without. Let's see. It doesn't say just recently returned to action for the Bulldogs following a battle with turf toe for the majority of the season. Damn, that sucks, man. Sources have indicated that it was a lower body injury that Robinson suffered during practices leading up. So got hurt in practice, just came back. Sucks for the young man to see him come out there. I'm sure he was very, very excited to play in this game, as all of the players are. And look, let's. I'm gonna be honest, man. I'll be honest as a Georgia fan right now. I'm excited to see what the cat has. Obviously, Carson Beck is the what the hell just happened here? Oh man, Carson Beck obviously was the starter coming in, and the person you're probably most confident in when it comes to playing quarterbacking the team. But I will say he has struggled, and I will say that it was a pretty rough going early in that game against Texas in the SEC championship game, and he wasn't particularly playing that well. So look. Let's see what the young man has. What better way to see what we're going to have next season as far as a quarterback? Look, Gunnar has been with the Bulldogs for like 4 years. I think this is his third year. He sat on a bench. He came there as a 4 or 5-star recruit out of high school and then just sat because he wanted to play for Georgia that badly, right? So look, man, the kid's Georgia boy, born and raised, bred like that. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what Stockton can do in this sort of thing going against Notre Dame, man. And real quick, I told you guys I keep checking in on this Georgia Tech game. Okay, 4 minutes, 24 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Vanderbilt has the ball, 35-20. Obviously, after the break, I guess Georgia Tech scored a touchdown. And let's see, what was this? What kind of score was it? Last Hines King pass for 2 yards for a touchdown. So they got a little bit closer. 4 minutes left in the fourth. Still down by 15 points. Still time left though. Georgia Tech can still win this game. So that's just a quick update on Georgia Tech Vanderbilt. I figured this game would finish right before I started today, and I'd be able to cleanly go over it. But obviously, they had a rain delay. So, let's jump back to Georgia though. Again, let's see, there's not much more. So yeah, let's take a look at the playoff. Let's take a look, man. I said y'all give y'all my picks. Probably gonna be wrong. I hope, except for the yeah, I thought they would too, man. If you was watching though in the third quarter, it got away from Georgia Tech, man. They had a lot of penalties, and there was a bad pass interference call on Tech, which pissed off Georgia Tech's coach, which he went off on the refs, and he got himself a flag too. So in essence, that pass interference play turned into a 30-yard penalty because they just kept going towards them. By the time it was all said and done, the Vanderbilt was inside the 15, about to go in there and score. So that was, I think that if I had to pick a time in that Georgia Tech game when it kind of got away from Tech, was with all the penalties going on with the scuffles that happened in like a little 5-minute span toward the end of the third quarter. So, but let's look. I'm gonna bring this up, man. I think it'd be okay just to take a look real quick. Just to take a look real quick. Let's bring this up real quick if you're looking at these. So, all right, first game, Penn State, Boise State. I'm going to go Boise over Penn State, man. I'm going to go. I think Genty didn't win the Heisman. He's going to show out in this game. Probably wrong, but this is just, and again, like I said, being an SEC fan, I hadn't seen a lot of Penn State or Boise State football this season. I've seen some, I know, enough to be familiar, but there's a lot out there, right? So you're talking about this game, and I think Boise, I just think Genty has a chip on his shoulders for losing in the Heisman race, right? Obviously, the first game on New Year's Day, the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, Texas at Arizona State. I'm going Texas with this one. The spread on this is massive, 13.5 points. I'm gonna go. I think it's gonna be a little bit closer than that. I mean, I hate to say that Arizona State doesn't. They're there for a reason, right? They're in this top 4 for a reason. So yeah, let's. I don't think it's gonna be that big of a thing. I could be totally wrong though. It could be an absolute massive fucking blowout, right? And then it'll be there. You'll be seeing that there. Once again, you are listening to Georgia Sports Central, IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. And then the middle game on New Year's Day, Ohio State, Oregon. Man, this is I almost want to coin flip this one, man. If I'm being honest, I'll just, right now I'll say Oregon. They're ranked number 1. They've already beat Ohio State this season. They've been waiting in the rings, waiting back there. I think Ryan Day though this is sort of job defining for him because of the season that they've had, and many times that they lost to Michigan in a row. This is important for Ohio State, but I think right now. And I'm sure my mind will change by the time I do. By the way, let me pull something up real quick. I meant to pull this up a while ago. If you guys are looking to find me anywhere, on X is 2279ACS _ on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky Vero at 2279ACS, PlayStation Network if you're about the gaming, ACS 1977, and on YouTube we got there. I also have another sports show that I do where we talk about football and football only, the entire league and college. On Mondays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern time. It's called Instant Replay. And, again, when I do that episode on Monday, my mind could change and I might pick Ohio State over Oregon. Just depends, man. But right now, I think Oregon's going to clap on them. And obviously, the All-State Sugar Bowl, capping off New Year's Day, capping off the quarterfinal round. I'm going Georgia, man. Georgia over Notre Dame. Obviously, your boy is going to pick Georgia. That is a given, right? Bring this back down. So yeah, that's the playoff games. That's my thoughts, real quick, on how I think that kind of stuff is going to end up. And yeah, man, Georgia, Notre Dame, 8:45 p.m. New Year's Day. Next time you guys, and again, I will be live Wednesday at 7 p.m. with doing Georgia Sports Central. So you guys are going to get a clean, nervous looking preview at your boy as I wrap the show like an hour before that game kicks off. That's going to be insane. It's going to be, I don't even know how I'm going to handle that, man, considering the fact that I have to work that night also. So that's going to be an adventure for your boy, an adventure for sure. Let's move on real quick before we bounce up out of here, man. Again, Georgia Tech. Let me jump back in and check on that score one more time. See what that's looking like. 3:35 left in the fourth. Okay, Georgia Tech got the ball back at 35-20. Right. Let's see where they at. They on the 30-yard line. Okay. Hey, man. Hey, who knows what's going on? I guess they stopped them. But maybe that long weather delay sort of shook Vandy up, slowed them down a bit, gave Georgia Tech that momentum, gave us some time to sort of rehabilitate the game plan or whatever, if you want to call it that. So let's see what happens with that, man. Let's see what happens. But let's jump to the Atlanta Hawks, you guys. The Atlanta Hawks, man. They're doing good. Again, right now, 16-15, 2.5 games back of Orlando, third in the Southeast Division when it comes to that. Let's see, they're right behind Orlando and Miami. Last two games, 117-104 win against the Timberwolves and a 141-133 win over the Bulls. Against the Bulls, the Hawks sitting up there with 50 points in the fourth quarter, y'all. That's insane. Fourth quarter. Let's check it out. Let's see if we can see some of this fourth quarter. Oh no, here it is right here. Some of this fourth quarter score. I said Jalen Johnson had a career high 30 points, and the Atlanta Hawks rallied from a late 21-point deficit by scoring 50 points in the fourth quarter and a 141-133 win over the Chicago Bulls on Thursday night. Atlanta trailed 124-107 with 6:23 remaining in the game and used a 23-2 run to take its first lead since the first quarter. Johnson added 15 rebounds, and Trae Young scored 27 points, surpassing the 11,000 point career mark. Shouts out Trae Young, getting 11,000 career points in the NBA and added 13 assists as the Hawks won their second straight game. Zach LaVine scored a season-high 37 points in the loss. Javon Carter scored 19 of his 26 points for the Bulls. Let's see, the Hawks, DeAndre Hunter, who scored 25 points, has finished with 15 or more points off the bench in 13 consecutive games. Bench warrior right there. It's the longest such streak for a reserve player in Hawks history. 6 Atlanta players scored in double figures. Key moment. With 3 minutes to go in the game, Young hit a tying three-pointer, the first deadlock since the opening quarter that sent the home crowd into a frenzy. Seconds later, Johnson took a steal down the floor and scored on a jam to give Atlanta the lead. Key stat, Chicago hit 22 three-pointers. Good for a franchise record 31st straight game in which the Bulls have made at least 10 threes. Up next, we host Miami Heat, who are not trading Jimmy Butler, if you were wondering. So let's look at it. Team leaders. Points per game, Trae Young, 22, averaging 22 points per game. Assists per game, Trae Young, who has like a billion assists since he's been in the league so far. I think he leads the league in assists since he came in, stat-wise. And field goal percentage, Clint Capella, 57.2 points per game. If we average 117.2 points per game this season, we're averaging 46 rebounds, assists per game, 29.7. And again, up next, we got Miami, which is tomorrow, at 3 o'clock p.m., right during the day in the middle. We're going to be playing against the Miami Heat. And them boys, which we're behind them, they're 15-13. Again, like I said, they're 2 games back of Orlando. We're 2.5 games back. So this is going to be us in our attempt to sort of get closer to the number 1 spot in our division. And, what was that at? I was going to talk about the NBA Cup. I know the Hawks made it close to the end of that thing there. And, man, look, man, speaking of basketball, dude, what happened to the Christmas jerseys? I seen LeBron James had tweeted out something about the Christmas jerseys. They need to bring those back, Raul. They need to bring those back, right? The Christmas jerseys. Also, speaking of LeBron, I think you might want to keep that to yourself, talking about Christmas belongs to the NBA. Yeah, I don't know about that. The ratings would speak otherwise. There's like 50 million plus people who watch football. That absolutely destroyed the NBA on Christmas Day, man. Destroyed it. So, I respect you, LeBron, but you might want to keep that to yourself, talking about who Christmas belongs to, because those kind of ratings, you can damn sure believe next season that you're going to be seeing some that you're definitely going to be seeing more Christmas Day football games on Christmas Day. You're just going to see it. The ratings ask you for that. The ratings tell you that they need that, right? So, look, man, I feel you, LeBron. I feel you. Christmas did used to belong to the NBA. That's what you look forward to, man. Seeing family sitting around, eating, getting fat, and resting, and having a couple beers and watching basketball. But times they are changing. Shouts out Bob Dylan, man. Times they are changing, and football is now sort of look, check this out. In the next couple of weeks, it's going to be like football every day. I mean, we have that right now with the bowl games and stuff. That's not new. But I'm talking about like high-profile games like happening on a daily basis because, college is done and things of that nature. And so they kind of don't care about the football aspect or the basketball aspect. So, yeah. Shout out LeBron. But, man, you might want to keep that to yourself talking about Christmas belongs to the NBA because as you could see, you got your ratings got smashed, dog. Smashed, right? See, Georgia Tech, man, moving the ball downfield right now. They're on Vanderbilt's 37, leading 35. They're losing 35-20. And they got 2 minutes left, right? They've hit the 2-minute mark in the fourth quarter, almost the end of the game. And let's look at that. Well, maybe they'll score again, maybe not. Who sees, we'll know. But look, y'all, I got to bounce. I got to run. I appreciate everybody who listened in. I'm sorry, my sinuses are really starting to bother me. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. I need to go take care of that as soon as possible before I start leaking on camera. But anyway, look, shouts out to everybody who watched. Shouts out, much respect. Wait, what's this? My team work. But anyway, yeah, again, you've been watching Georgia Sports Central on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. I'll see you guys next week as I sort of attempt to give you a preview of this Georgia Notre Dame game, which will be starting 1 hour after my show pretty much. So, yeah, man, it's a lot to look forward to, a lot with that. But see you guys next week. Georgia Sports Central, IE Sports Radio, out.